Hello students, welcome to 20th video lecture of electrostats. This video lecture will proceed with electric potential difference. Electrostatic potential or electric potential we studied in last that is 19th video lecture. But in this video lecture we'll go one step ahead of electric potential, and that is electric potential difference. So let's start. Electric potential difference between any two points in the electric field is defined as the work done in moving, remember, without acceleration. Here also movement of the charge should be uniform. There should be no acceleration in moving a unit positive charge from one point to another. There the charge in electric potential especially, the charge was being moved from infinity to a given point, but here the charge has to be moved from one point to another against the electrostatic force irrespective of the path followed. Again, there is no path dependent movement. This is path independent movement, and this work has to be done against the electrostatic force. And that which electrostatic force? The electrostatic force which is provided by the source charge, in which the field of which the test charge has to be moved. Because the points like it is written one point to another, so those 2 points from where to where the test charge has to be moved, they should be situated in the electric field of the source charge. So there must be a work their work has to be done against the electrostatic force which is exerted by the source charge, right? So let's understand this expression. Line integral of electric field we have already studied. QQ naught upon 4 pi epsilon naught 1 upon RB minus 1 upon RA. Okay. So let us use it. Or WAB upon Q naught is equal to this. Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught bracket 1 by RB minus 1 upon RA. If the charge has to be moved from a point A to point B. Okay. So now WAB upon Q naught is equal to let's expand this particular expression, multiply this in both the terms. So Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught 1 upon RB minus Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught 1 upon RA, right? So VB minus VA, this is the potential difference term, VB minus VA. Okay, from infinity to a given point, there the charge was moved. Okay, but here from point A to B the charge is being moved. So VB minus VA, right? So therefore VB minus VA, that is delta V, electric potential difference, is equal to WAB upon Q naught. Okay, if the charge is being moved from point A to point B. Remember here point B is at higher potential and point A is at lower potential. Okay. So first conclusion, electric potential and potential difference are scalar quantities. Electric potential at infinity is what? 0, because there is no field in the infinity, so therefore electric potential is 0. Electric potential near an isolated positive charge Q greater than 0 is positive, and that near an isolated negative charge Q less than 0 is negative. Okay, so near a positive charge which is isolated, the electric potential is positive, and near a negative charge which is isolated, the electric potential is negative. Fourth, CGS unit of electric potential is a stat volt, like CGS unit of electric charge is a stat coulomb, and 1 stat volt is equal to 1 erg per stat coulomb, right? Because CGS unit of energy is what? Erg, and CGS unit of charge is stat coulomb. So 1 erg per stat coulomb. Okay. Next, electric potential due to a single point charge. If a single point charge is there, let's find out the expression for it. a point is there where positive charge plus q is situated, and electric field due to this charge is in this direction, outward direction, because positive charge is there, and infinity here, a point which is situated at infinity, okay, plus q naught charge, test charge, outward force will be experienced, and at point P it is situated, and this point P is situated at a distance x from the source charge plus q. Another point Q and one more point B we have considered. Okay, this point B is situated at a distance r from the source charge. Okay, and this is a small distance PQ that is equal to dx. We are going to move the charge from this point to this point, and then we can integrate that particular movement from infinity to this particular point B. Okay, so first of all we'll calculate the work done for this small distance movement, and then we'll integrate it from infinity to this point B, right? And this distance is dx, I have already told. So let plus q naught be the test charge placed at point P at a distance x from the source charge plus q. We have already described in the figure. So thus force F is equal to plus q naught is radially outward and tends to accelerate the test charge. Definitely it will accelerate. So to prevent this acceleration, equal and opposite force minus q naught E has to be applied on the test charge. So work done to move q naught from P to Q through dx against q naught E. So if the charge has to be moved from P to Q against the electrostatic force which is acting in this direction, we have to move the charge in this direction from P to Q. So dw is equal to f dot dx, and value of f, because equal amount of force we have to apply, whatever force, electrostatic force q naught E is acting on this charge due to this source charge, we have to apply equal amount of force q naught E and dot dx. Okay, or dw is equal to q naught E dx cos 180. Why cos 180? Because dx moment is in this direction, vector ds acting in this direction, and q naught E is acting in this direction. So how much angle between f and dx? 180 degree, right? So therefore minus q naught E dx. So or dw is equal to minus q naught 4 pi epsilon naught upon x square, 4 pi epsilon naught x square dx. After putting the value of electric field, we can write this like this, write this expression like this. Okay, so let's integrate it. So E is equal to whatever I told you just now, same thing is written here. The value of E is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon naught x square, because at this point at a distance x, the electric field due to this charge will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by x square, right? So therefore we can write the expression, this expression like this, okay? So total work done to move q naught from A to B or from infinity to R is, okay, in W infinity to B, from infinity to this point B we have to move, integration of dw from infinity to B, and we'll put the value of dw from here, okay, q naught upon 4 pi epsilon naught x square dx, and from infinity to R, because charge is situated at infinity and we have to move this charge to a point R, right? So infinity to R, and after integration, when we'll integrate it, we'll take q naught upon 4 pi epsilon naught outside, right, and 1 upon x square dx. This x square extra written over here, so it should not be here. Take care of this. Okay, this x square is inside, it should not be here. So we can write q naught minus q naught upon 4 pi epsilon naught integration 1 upon x square dx from infinity to R, right? And after integration, w infinity to b upon q naught, okay, we'll transfer q naught this side. Okay, we can write W infinity dV upon Q naught is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught R. After integration, we will get this particular expression, and after putting the value of limits, right? So therefore, and this is the electrostatic potential formula. So therefore, V is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. So this is the final formula for electrostatic potential due to a point charge, single point charge, right? Now, if a group of point charges are there, what will happen? Let's see. A point P plus 1 coulomb charge is there. At this point, Q1 charge is there. At this point, Q2 charge is there. At this point, Q3. At this point, Q4 and Qn. So you can see a system of n charges are there. So what will happen? This charge will exert force on this one also, this one also, this one also, this one also. Okay. So definitely every charge will have its own potential, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 and Qn dash 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 Qn. So net electrostatic potential at a point in the electric field due to a group of charges is the algebraic sum of their individual potential at that point. Okay. So we can write Vp, potential at P, due to all the charges. Okay. Or yeah, either you say this charge will exert force on this one, because since we have considered it as unit positive charge, so this should be taken as a test charge. So at this for this test charge at this particular point, how much potential will be stored? So that will be determined by the algebraic sum of the potential at this point due to all these charges, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 dash dash Qn, right? So how can we an algebraic sum? We are knowing that the electric potential is a scalar quantity. That's why we have represented it as a algebraic sum, not a vector sum. Okay. So therefore we can write V is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught sigma Qi upon Ri, where I goes from 1 to n. An elaborated form, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by R1 plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 by R2 plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q3 by R3 and dash 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 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Qn by Rn. So in compact manner, compressed manner, we can write the electrostatic potential due to n charges like this. Okay. And this can also be written in the position vector form like this. V is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught sigma Qi upon mod of vector R minus vector Ri, where I goes from 1 to n, right? So electric potential at a point due to a charge is not affected by the presence of other charge. This they have their own identities, so it will not at a point electric potential is not affected by the other charges. Potential is inversely proportional to the distance at which the charges are situated. Okay, but force is inversely proportional to distance square, right? Potential is a scalar, whereas force is a vector. Although V is called the potential at a point, okay, although V is called the potential at a point, it is actually equal to the potential difference between points R and infinity. Okay, so either you call it as potential at a point, or you can call it as potential difference between 2 points. One is infinity and another is at distance R from the source charge, right? Now the next topic is electric potential due to an electric dipole, but this particular topic will proceed in the next video lecture. Till that time, you revise whatever we have studied till now, and we are accelerating and approaching the end of the electrostats, and very soon we'll achieve our target. But you have to work hard to understand and elaborate. Okay, thank you for paying attention.